This is the Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Butter 23 no sneaker channel des. Every day I bring you daily content. Mainichi atsuru no de mainichi mite kudasai. And I want you guys checking in every day to find out about sneakers and upcoming sneaker releases. And today is no different, but we've got a banging 3 set of sneakers coming at you. They're all on the outsole Air Max 97s, but on the upper Zoom Haven. So the hybrid of 3 different sneakers coming at you from the Clot brand. So it's a massive release of a massive 3-pack of sneakers. Stay tuned to find out more. As I said in the introduction, today is all about a release from a collaboration with Nike and Clot, the Clot clothing brand. Now, I did a review of a Clot and Nike hybrid from before in 2018 when they did a Jordan 13, and I thought it was an actually fire sneaker. I'll pop the link up here if you want to go check that out. It was a real fire sneaker. That was about 3 months ago when I first decided to take this channel daily and do daily drops for you guys out there. So it was kind of early on, and maybe I wasn't as good as I am now because I'm so awesome right now, right? Well, maybe not, but the channel is growing and the channel is getting bigger, and what I was 3 months ago, maybe I'm not now, and hopefully what I am now is not what I'll be in 3 months' time. And a big part of that growth in the channel is, of course, subscribers. And I said when I hit 250 subscribers, I'd drop a little surprise on the channel, a secret that I've been holding back on because I want the 250 to 500 subscriber mark to be all about one particular thing, and we're close to that 250 mark. So if you don't mind, drop a subscribe down below and help us go past that 250 mark so I can tell my faithful subscribers out there that little secret that I've been holding on to. Anyway, let's get into this sneaker. It does drop, I think it's this week on Thursday, the 28th of March. 発売するのは今週の28日木曜日ですけど、日本に発売するかどうかはわかりません。And I don't know if they're going to drop here in Japan or not. I do know they're dropping overseas for sure, and there are 3 of them. And like I said in the introduction, the upper is that Zoom Haven upper. Well, it's inspired, I suppose, by the Zoom Haven Inspire, because if you look at the Zoom Havens, I'll just stick one right up there, the previous versions of them, it doesn't quite look like what Clot have done here, but it is definitely a Zoom Haven upper. And then that outsole and midsole unit there is definitely from the Air Max 97, so you've got that hybrid situation going on. And speaking of hybrids, last week I did 2 videos about hybrids, so maybe hybrids are the thing right now. One of those videos was what is a standard, the Legacy 312s is a kind of standard sneaker. It's not like a one-off anymore. They're just bringing out different variations, and it was the Breads last week that they were bringing out. And then the other hybrid was the 6 rings taxi colorway that I also did a review on. So you've got this sort of hybrid feel coming in. And to be honest, as I've said in previous videos, I'm not really behind the hybrid idea. I don't really like the mix-max sort of thing going on sneakers, but that's not my decision, really. It's not up to me who makes and designs sneakers. It's up to me just to review them. And I do review sneakers that I'm not a huge fan of because I think this is more about the viewer than it is about the presenters. So let's have a look at these guys. They are a mashup, if you like, between that Air Max 97 outsole and midsole, and then the Zoom Haven upper, which is a really unique way to look at it. And there are 3. Now the 3 come in, of course, 3 different colorways. You've got Volt, which is a popular color right now. I call it yellow, but okay, Volt. Then you've got this pure white one there as well. And then you've got a red, white and blue version too. So we'll be looking at those 3. Now, I don't like when we get a set of sneakers like this. I did the same last week when the Throwback Future guys dropped. I don't like to look at each individual one in total detail. I just like to look at the bits of each of them, especially in the case of these guys, because you've got 3 identical silhouettes and it's just the colorway that's different. So what I'm going to do is take just bits of each one to share with you guys today. For example, all of them come with a gum sole. And the best way to look at that, I think, is if you look at the white version. So the white colorway gives you the best look at it, so you can see that gum sole and see how it sort of pops there on the sneaker. And that's an example of how I'm taking one element that's across all 3 sneakers and showing it to you through just one of the colorways, in this case the whites. Another element of these sneakers that's quite unique and is really popping, and I think it really looks best, and you can see it most easily on the red, white and blue version, is that on the actual bubble, on the insert, the Air Max 97 midsole, if we can call that air unit a midsole, the Clot branding has been sort of stamped, definitely on the lateral side. I'm not sure about the medial side. I think it's just the lateral side. And it's difficult to see in some pictures, but as you can see from this screenshot up here on the red, white and blue version, you can clearly see that kind of circle, which has the C and the L and the O and the T of Clot there. That's that Clot branding on there. And that's right there sort of so I don't know what you'd call it. It's not embossed, but it's on the air unit on the side there. And then moving up, just a little way from that to the midfoot, there's a really interesting sort of lacing system going on. Of course, you've got the laces on top, but what they're attached to is a sort of series of, I don't know, they're ropes or threads or something that come up out of the midsole and catch the laces, if you like. It's a really interesting sort of system. And that's best seen, I think, on the Volt. So if you have a look at the Volts, you can see, which is what's up here right now, you can see that sort of zigzaggy of ropes that are coming up out of the midsole and then attaching to the laces on the top. And what I think is really interesting about them is that when you get to the end of that zigzag, it actually wraps around the heel and then kicks in on the other side again. So it's almost like a one continuous line of this, I shouldn't call it rope, it's not really rope, it's like, I don't know what you'd call it. But somebody out there, that's a good idea. Since I don't know what you'd call it, somebody out there tell me what you'd call it. But those zigzaggy things that go around and then on the medial side as well. So it's one sort of continuous rope effect on there, which I kind of like. And speaking of the heel has a really interesting sort of heel support system going on there. I wouldn't call it a cup, because a cup to me comes around, and these they don't come around. They just sort of fly flat across your Achilles in a way. And the best way to look at these, I think, is the red, white and blues. And the thing that I'm most interested in is the little circles that appear on there, because that kind of reminds me of a Yeezy 350 with the stripe, with the translucent stripe on the side, and that looks through, and when you look through that, there are certain areas with these circles in there as well. So it's kind of an interesting I don't know, connection between Yeezy 350s and these Haven uppers, the Zoom Haven uppers there. But that's the heel. The heel has that single sort of support in the back that doesn't kind of reach around, and you can see on these red, white and blues here the whole effect throughout that. All in all, it's an interesting 3 colorways from Nike and the Clot brand here. I'm not really invested in either halves of the shoe. I've never been a huge fan of the Air Max 97s, and the upper on these guys, the Zoom, what they call the Zoom, I was going to say hyphen, but it's not hyphen, it's not hyper. Oh God, I've gone and forgot again. This is what happens when you get to my age. It'll come back to me in a flash, and I'll just be like, oh, that's what it is. But anyway, the upper and the outsole on this, I'm not a huge fan of either of them on their own, and then putting them together in a hybrid sneaker. It's not really my thing, to be honest. And each of the colorways, you know, they are unique and they have their differences. A plain white versus red, white and blue, and then the sort of Volt, which is, like I said, is quite hot right now. Sure, I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that really want to go for them. Clot is a big brand at the moment as well, and streetwear brands making kind of collaborations with Nike are big right now too, if you think of Social Status, for example, with the 6s that dropped recently. So there is a definite history there, and I think maybe there's enough there to push sales on these guys. So if you are interested in them, make sure you get them in hand as fast as you can. I think myself, I'm not all that interested. Okay, that's enough from me today. That's my review of these 3 sneakers coming in that silhouette. And tomorrow it's the Tuesday Top 10. Every Tuesday I do drop a different segment of information, and it's about building channels at the moment, building YouTube channels, and that'll be tomorrow's episode 5 of that, so check in for that. And then on Wednesday I will be back to bringing sneaker reviews, and I think it's a LeBron, it's either LeBron 16 or the Adidas. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know which one it's going to be. So we'll see what comes on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it might be those LeBron lows, but we'll see if it's that. And you guys make sure you check in. But anyway, I'm here every single day doing this, dropping content, giving you sneaker information. So I will definitely see you guys tomorrow.